In this video, I'm going to show you how to increase sexual attraction by understanding the superpower and the shadow of your erotic blueprint. I am Lady Jane, a certified sexuality coach. I help people to claim their true confidence and create deep intimacy. In my previous video, I introduced erotic blueprint as pleasure map for you to understand your turn-ons, your turn-offs, and how to communicate that better with your loved one. And more importantly, you know that information so you can better connect with yourself, with your own erotic nature first. If you have not watched the previous video, please do so before you continue this one, and I have the link down below. Before we dive into the superpower and shadow of each blueprint, to point out this framework is not a box to limit us. It is a toolkit for us to build better intimacy, have better connection with our loved ones, and know our erotic nature better. It is a map, it is a language for pleasure and sex. It's really fun and useful to know the different types and the features. It may show up in your future dating and in your partner, or even in yourself that you don't recognize now. Another thing I want to point out is there's no best blueprint type, and also there's no worst. Even shapeshifter can shapeshift to different types. It doesn't mean this is the best type. It all depends on the context. Let's talk about the first one, energetic. Superpower of energetic blueprint is their body is very sensitive, physically and emotionally. They can detect subtle level of pleasure. Therefore, they're quite capable of having orgasm on the full body or energetic orgasm without being physically touched. It's not woo-woo, it's our body's magic. Remember, every type has superpower as well as a shadow. They come in a package. So the shadow side of energetic is they can get short circuit easily, especially when they detect lack of connection and lack of space and safety. Pleasure building can quickly wind down, and it can be frustrating to themselves or to their partner. When energetic blueprint type is in shadow, I call them the most lonely one because they're yearning for a lot of connection, and sometimes they're not getting as much they would like to have to build up for deep connection and intimacy. Therefore, sexual attraction is hard to follow. Now let's move on to sensual. Sensual blueprint lives in a rich world of sensations: sight, sound, taste, smell, and touch. Pleasure for them can be a multisensory experience, and they have amazing capability of receiving pleasure physically. The shadow side, they can feel restless and pretty often in their head. And sensual type is in shadow, they feel very irritated, and it's very hard to rest their mind. The next one is sexual. Sexual blueprint is most popular one in mainstream media. Because of mainstream media, a lot of people has mistaken that sexual type is the only erotic type. And as you know now, that's not true. The positive side of sexual type is that they feel easy to have pleasure and easy to have arousal and very fun to play with. And they're very visual. Shadow side is sexual type focuses too much on the end goal and they can miss the journey, and our whole body is an instrument for pleasure. When they just focus on one area, and it can be quite limited and depends on their partner's type, it may be frustrating to just focus on one type of pleasure. The next one is kinky. Kinky blueprint is creative, curious, and adventurous. When they are not in their shame and also have proper training or education, they are great at communicating their desires. Depends on how each person defines their norm. What they like is to explore what is outside of the norm for them. So it can be a lot of fun to play. The shadow side of kinky is if they hide the desire, they might be in deep shame. They may experience a huge drop emotionally after they reach a peak state. That's just a very big discrepancy between their norm and the peak state. When kinky blueprint don't engage in right training or education, or don't build the awareness and just go out and try something, it can put them in danger. Finally, it's time for shapeshifter. It's obvious the positive side for shapeshifter. They usually are great lovers. They love variety and creativity. They can shapeshift to enjoying the pleasure of every type I just mentioned. So you may ask, then what's the downside? What's the shadow side? There's no shadow. No, they're always coming in a package. There's superpower and there's a shadow. Shapeshifter shadow is if people don't know to ask what pleases them, they may feel chronically dissatisfied because they know how to please their lover, their partner, but if they don't ask and don't present themselves accurately, and they don't get fed. And also it can be quite confusing because they are shape-shifting, which means what pleased them yesterday or the day before yesterday doesn't work today. And if they don't know the nature of shapeshifter, they can get quite confused and feel them they are constantly too much and don't get enough. There's one more thing to know about shapeshifter is they may enjoy the positive side of all the 4 types, but there will be time that a shapeshifter may have any of the shadow side of the 4 types. I hope that information is helpful to you to better know in your erotic type and connect with yourself and connect with your loved ones. Today we talk about the positive side, the superpower, as well as the shadow part of each blueprint. With that information, it's a guidance and also it helps us navigate our pleasure, build a better self-connection and a better connection with our loved ones. Knowing that, it's less likely that we blame others for not understanding our type, less likely that to project our type onto others. Just know there are different combinations of the blueprint types. And we can communicate how we are wired for pleasure in a more open way and more clear way. Our body response is more accurate to tell us what kind of type we are. So I have developed audio guide below. You can download and really follow the instruction and try different types of touch on yourself first and find out what kind of touch you like the best. And you can give a ranking from 1 to 5. 5 is you like the most and 1 is you like the least. And after you do it for yourself, you may exchange notes with your partner. It may give you new insights into each other. All right, I'm Lady Jane. If you like the video, please share with someone, subscribe to my channel, comment below what is your takeaway. Till next time.